as soon as they
So
are
this WebEx, we can see only those who are hosting. No, rest of the participants and all are on go live. Huh?
yes, sir. No, there are two things. First, we are running on WebEx also. Also, they have the invitation has been sent out all across India, like
Okay.
whoever. And plus, we are also going Facebook Live from Niam's Facebook page. So those who
Okay.
are connected with us, they'll be able to see us via on
But
live
any
video.
questions will be there at the end.
Yes, sir. Any?
And interaction, how that happens?
Yes, sir. After this, we'll have a question answer round. So, if all the participants, those who are connected, they can drop in their queries and questions in the chat box, or if they can directly channelize it to you.
Okay,
Like they
fine.
can directly ask. All those who are connected, they can directly ask.
Okay, fine. Now I'm able to see about 10 people. Yeah, that's all. That's it. Okay, okay, fine. This is little sometimes better also.
So, Ashutosh, if you are connected, kindly give us a green light when you are ready. So we'll also start.
Okay.
Sachin, Sachin, Ashutosh, IT. Okay, team. We are starting. Okay, thank you. So, team can give me a head if I'm clear. So, am I clearly audible? Okay. So, a very good morning to one and all connected with us from all across the country. I am Akshay Singh Ranawat, and I welcome you all on behalf of CCS National Institute of Agricultural Marketing Jaipur to the webinar series of Kisan Mitra on the agricultural technology for marketing, organized by CCS National Institute of Agricultural Marketing in collaboration with the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. CCS Niam Jaipur is an autonomous organization established under aegis of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, to cater various agriculture-related aspects such as training, research, consultancy, education in the field of agricultural marketing. CCS Niam is also recognized as one of the center of excellence in the Southeast Asia. Kisan Mitra, or as we call it, Friends of Farmers, is an initiative by the Principal Scientific Advisor Office in partnership with CCS NIAM. The objective of this initiative is to bring technologies to farmers and reverse migrants who have moved or diverted to rural areas due to the impact of COVID-19. Under this initiative, more than 1,000 technologies have been identified, which are supported by ICR institutes, NABARD, Ministry of Rural Development, ISRO, and Gates and Melinda and Gates Foundation. On the supply side of the technology, there are innovators, entrepreneurs, researchers in academic and research institutions talking about their technology. And considering the demand side, we have webinar participants ranging from typically from agricultural background, that is agribusiness enthusiasts, government functionaries, agribusiness companies, to even agribusiness stakeholders who are keen on knowing the agri technologies. Without further ado, we'll move towards today's webinar. Today's webinar, we'll be discussing on the subject of millet value-added technologies for creation of demand. And for this session, we have a very esteemed speaker. I know him personally, and he has been one of the finest in his area of expertise. Dr. B. Dayabhakar Rao, since he is currently principal scientist at ICAR, Indian Institute of Millet Research, Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad, Telangana. Sir, I welcome you on behalf of CCS NIAM, and over to you, sir. You can share your PPT now. Welcome, sir.
So, Akshay, thank you for those good words of introduction and also about the brief overview of the program and the objectives that are outlined. I hope that I'll fit into the bill. And thanks at the outset. Thanks to Niam for inviting me. Thanks to DG Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao. And now, before I start my presentation, I would like to have a small video which speaks about our institute and the NutriHub. We'll play for that and play it, and then subsequently I'll just start my presentation. Sandeep? Sandeep?
Thanks to Green Revolution, independent India has attained food security, but its nutritional security is far from a reality and neglected over the years, leading to lifestyle diseases and malnutrition. This calls for a change in social behavior, such as change in food habits, though a difficult proposition. Secondly, our national food security may be at stake due to climate change, as the yields of rice and wheat are likely to decline due to high temperature regime, which calls for cultivation of alternative cereal such as millets. Indian Institute of Millets Research, an arm of ICAR, is the country's nodal agency for the R&D on millets. IIMR is not only credited with the development of value chain on millets, but also identified as nodal implementing agency for National Mission on Nutri-Cereals.
Indian Institute of Millets Research is a premier institute in the country which is looking after the research and development efforts on millets. This institution has been awarded as the Best Institute of Indian Council of Agriculture Research in the year 2018 by awarding it the Sardar Patel Best Institute Award.
The contribution of R&D efforts of IIMR Consortium led to the revival of millets in the country and through value addition research which led to the demand for creation of millets. Thus providing not only lab to land and farm to fork solutions but also addressing our major nutritional problems of the nation. Of late, Indian government is putting efforts in supporting commercialization of technologies from public funded institutes through startups. One such effort also culminated in the formation of a non-profit society called Neelan, located in Hyderabad at IIMR, which is now branded as NutriHub.
The establishment of NutriHub, a technology business incubator being sponsored by Department of Science and Technology to the tune of 10 crore rupees is a laudable thing. This incubator is handholded by the support of the government in a major way. RKVY Raftar is another feather in our cap where we could garner support in strengthening this technology business incubator.
Currently, in the first batch, 15 startups are physically incubated, while another 25 from all over the country are handheld virtually.
In future, we intend to create 100 plus entrepreneurs in the next 5 years.
NutriHub within a short period achieved distinction amongst emerging agri-tech incubators in the country.
NutriHub became a platform for us.
It's a very unique advantage that NutriHub offers compared to any of the incubators in the country.
They've been helpful to us right from the beginning, whether it was with production or R&D facilities.
Also helping us with different networking opportunities as well.
NutriHub offers state-of-the-art infrastructure as a production facility and technology backstopping, besides mentoring, training and financial facilitation for some of the incubatees.
They can also produce their products in the NutriHub and packing, labeling and branding in their own brands. I think that is going to be very path-breaking.
As a part of this project, 2 training programs are being conducted. The first training program is Agripreneurship Orientation Program, NEST. This goes through 60 hours of domain and business training, and the participants will be trained to obtain pre-incubation funds up to 5 lakh rupees for commercializing their idea channeled through IIMR. The second training program is for seed stage funding for the existing startups for strengthening their business operation. Under this, startups are eligible for grants in aid of up to 25 lakh rupees. These are continuous programs.
Now we are working with about 15 state governments to usher in the millet mission and the millet food production supplies to be improved so that the common man gets the grains at an affordable price.
In a short period, NutriHub established linkages with distinguished establishments in the country such as Niti Aayog, DAC and FW, APEDA, WCD, CFTRI, IIT Kharagpur and NIN. CEO of NutriHub, Dr. Dayakar Rao, received the Innovative Scientist National Siridhanya Award 2018 by the Government of Karnataka. The startups we have at present are involved in farm-to-fork operations in Nutri-Cereals, and the awards and honors they are receiving are testimonies of their excellent work. Inner Being and Health Sutra are into ready-to-cook foods. Inner Being was awarded Best Startup at Siridhanya Award 2019, and Health Sutra was named Best Agri Startup 2018 by ICFA. M for Millets and Boinpalli's Agro-Food are serving state government institutions with their millet foods, with their revenues crossing crores of rupees every year. Our Bilam Foods are spreading their retail chain of millet restaurants and is serving 1 lakh plus customers every year. Go Bharati and Rowan AgroNature are into primary processing of millets. Perfura Technologies provides primary and secondary processing machines. Migo and Rigdam are into ready-to-eat healthy snacks. Kamakli Foods turned out to be biggest retailer of millet products in cities like Hyderabad.
We have our vision to take it as pan-India moment so that the millets really cater to the nutritional security. 2023 is going to be International Year of Millets. Period from now to 2023, about 4 years period is going to be a very important and crucial period for us to take our vision forward.
Walking in the lines of its parent company, NutriHub would like to take forward IIMR's goal of attaining nutritional security, but also support enhancing income security of poor millet farmers.
So that was the film on NutriHub, Indian Institute of Millet Research. That gives an overview about basically what we are doing right now and what is our vision further. Now, the topic that is given to me is millets value-added technology for creation of demand. See, I head this NutriHub at Indian Institute of Millet Research, which is a commercial facade of millet products of IMR. Now, what my scope of presentation is going to be overview of first I'll deal about the overview of millets and a total solution for the demand creation through value chain approach. And last we will also have some snapshot of branding advice that which we should take it forward. Now, just to talk about millets, what are millets? They are a group of highly variable small seeded grasses widely grown around the world for food and fodder. They are also cereals, but they are small seeded grasses of the same family of rice, wheat, all that come from the same. For different types of millets, I think you must have heard of that, especially in Rajasthan. I think sorghum, pearl millet are extensively grown. While that of these about 15 to 16 states in the country, they grow all this major as well as minor millet. Sorghum, pearl millet, and puff and finger millet, ragi, actually what we call. All three are major millets: foxtail, proso, barnyard, little millet, kodo millet, and the recent tradition is brown top millet. So all these put together are called as millets. Now, it's very important whenever we talk about millets, the first thing that comes to our mind is about their nutrition. Because traditionally, these are grown in our country. Now, before that, I just want to tell you that this country is, that our goal was food security when we attained our independence. Through Green Revolution, we achieved over years, but then the fallout of the Green Revolution that takes place even today, that in states where the Green Revolution occurred in Punjab, Haryana, and those parts, today we see that the water tables have gone, and it shows that it is not a very sustainable policy that which we have taken up. Because this Green Revolution, fallout of the Green Revolution is that crops like traditional crops like millets have had a very heavy toll on them. So, though they are known for their nutrition, but we see that because now today the outcome of the food security measures that which will take place, because food security primarily concentrated on the quantity of the food, but we have never seen quality of the food that we have not really concentrated. That is the real big mistake that has happened. And today, in today's context, I think we are all aware that this has to be corrected, and the government is once again coming back, because from behind the lifestyle diseases are kicking, because the nutrition science says that we need to diversify our dietary habits. So you cannot go for a single cereal or single grain or whatever it is. So your food has to be in a very balanced way. It has to be distributed across various types, whether it is pulses, oilseed, within the cereals. It has to be like fine cereals, coarse cereals, or even the nutri cereals. Now, of late, by virtue of the nutritional value of the millets, Government of India has declared millets as nutri cereals. They have gazetted in the notification. So it is we need to understand that why government has gazetted. You can see this particular table very clearly that in terms of major nutrients, carbohydrate, protein, or fat. But you see that even in terms of the micronutrients or dietary fiber, in all these cases, you see that orange bands shows that they are number one in that particular approximate composition. So wheat and rice are given below. Where you can see that the last two are wheat and rice. So all first 8 millets are given. You can see they top in almost all categories of. So for example, if you want to take calcium, you see 364 mg per every 100 grams. In comparison with 39 point less, 10 times less in case of wheat, and in rice you can, I don't know how many times, maybe 40 times less, 7.5. So this is the way that how we ignored in the past these nutri cereals. But thanks to the new policy, because today country is suffering from malnutrition, malnutrition, micronutrient deficiency, which we call as hidden hunger, and the lifestyle disease. All these 4 aspects, millets can fit into the bill. If we really don't correct ourselves, things are going to be much worse, because today itself, even surveys conducted that at least anything between 20 to 30% of our incomes are going for only medicines. So a lot of problems. Hollards are very. So no doubt the millets are not only nutri cereals, they are also smart foods. So now what is a smart food? I see a glimpse of that. The millet benefits are given. So we see that there's all number of our biggest issues in unison, whether it is in terms of rural poverty or malnutrition, and also we have to talk about the climate change. That particular previous video, the very introduction speaks about rice and wheat are not going to be sufficiently because of the change in climate scenario. High temperature regime is going to cause the yield levels of rice. So thereby, the country population with 2% at least per annum going flat and all those things, we will not be able to feed all the people. So food security is also going to be at stake. So there is unmet demand. That demand has to be properly met. So good for you, good for planet, good for fast small. So if somebody asks you to how you define them as a smart foods, they should be good for you, as I was telling you about that, good for planet and good for small farm. So we see that good for you health benefits of millets. So prevents onset of cancer, heart diseases, asthma, then prevent type 2 diabetes, kidney, liver, and immune system. They are prebiotic and probiotic. So that helps. They have high fiber, resistant starch that contains also act as a functional property for us in many ways. That finally it also helps in developing immunity, especially in terms of COVID. What we are looking is a food that can build our immunity. So I think our forefathers were eating. So we should switch on to that. Maybe it is not the entire thing has to be supplemented. Entire thing has to be substituted, but we can supplement millets once in a day. Perhaps that could be an ideal thing to begin with, and to ensure and secure your health. Now, good for the planet also, as I was telling you that these are drought resistant. The last crop that's standing in Rajasthan is known for the temperatures and drought situation. I think a pearl millet or bajra that it can take up even up to grow up to even to 40 to 50%, 50 degrees centigrade temperatures, and still they can eat. They have low water and carbon footprints. Now, if you want to know how much 1 kg of rice that uses amount of water that takes is 5,000 liters. If you go for millets, 300 to 400 millimeters that is required compared to 1200 millimeters of rice, 4 times higher. In sugarcane, it is 2100 millimeters. So here, that's what I'd say that water and carbon footprints are less. So that's the reason they are environmentally friendly, because the carbon dioxide absorption mechanism, that C4 pathway, is the one which takes in, and also these crops can be grown intercropping in between soybean, pulses, and oilseed. So, and the whole plant utilization can happen because of this. Now, when so many things are there, why we talk about only millets? I'm just put there is a USP. I think some of the, like Akshay must be knowing, USP is nothing but unique selling purpose. This production side, we see that the dryland crops, production side, what is the typical, why they should be there? Because we have about 50% of the area under dryland, short duration, grows well in marginal, low water, and the inputs that we purchase and use are very, very little. And if you want to give one irrigation, they are responsive, the yield is going to be double. So resilience to climate change, I have already said. Ideal contingent crop, when all crop fails, still they will come out with something. They are sustainable, and their potential to offer food, fodder, nutrition, health, and fuel. Even biofuel can also be produced from this. So on the demand side, if you want to know that Nutri-Cereals are rich in minerals, vitamins, dietary fiber, and antioxidants. Which grain has all these put together? So this is what it is. Now, minerals all are there, but if they are not in a convenient form, you will not be able to eat properly. So that's the reason now the technology is developed thanks to IMR-led consortium. We have come out with a ready-to-eat, ready-to-consume foods that are available. So also nutraceutical, you must have heard about the word nutraceutical and functional foods that are coming up. So these millets can be candidate crops for that. Now, if somebody is interested that what is the area that traditionally 1950 onwards, once upon a time before Green Revolution, area was about 3,500 to 35 million hectares to 40 million hectares. Now what it is, 15 million, hovering around 15 million. 1-5. So how it has drastically reduced after Green Revolution. Government has come up with many things actually because of the policy changes favoring rice, wheat, and all. But we will look into the causes and what are the reasons for really decline in area. So millets, if somebody wants to know, major millets are rice, wheat. Major millets, you can see that bajra, jawar, bajra, and ragi. All other small millets which I mentioned, they form about 5% of the total millet production. So if somebody is interested to get into entrepreneurship, become a startup, I think their initial focus must be on jawar, bajra, ragi. Small millets are rich in nutrition, that we have seen it. But then the supplies all around the year will be a different. So estimate shows about 60 million farmers are involved in millet farming, and there is a shift in demand from domestic. These crops were only grown by the farmers for their own consumption. Now it is changed. Now these people have to grow for the markets, urban markets. Those are health conscious people. So market oriented consumption due to value addition is very important. Now the supply side reasons are there why it has declined and all. They are low profit oriented because they were grown only for no fertilizers are put into the input subsidies, no price incentives in terms of government policies, no processing technologies in primary processing, and the lack of convenience. People were not able to take up unexploited nutritional merits and lack of awareness. See, if you want to eat jawar roti or bajri roti, it is very difficult. There is no gluten in it. So that's the reason people add hot water to that. Instead of protein, the starch manipulation takes place, and the lack of awareness. So what it takes, people don't have that skill to make, because after adding hot water, you have to make it dough into and flatten it. So with a normal roll of ping, you cannot do that. So what you do that you pat with the hand and all. It requires a lot of skill and time consuming. So because of this lack of convenience, I think most of these foods are went out of the plate. So we need to understand that how to bring them back and all this. Of course, policies also. This lady, she's preparing jawar roti. You can see the fire and which the traditional way. Still in rural areas, people do that. But now the requirement for millets is more for the urban areas. What Akshay? So हमारे लिए जरूरत है. Every family has a diabetic person.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Yes.
actually I was about to ask this question about how does it handle the entire diabetic, because some people who are diabetic, they say that we cannot have millets. It's affecting. I don't know. So yes,
So
sir.
it is
Kindly.
good because the grains, these are they have a starch which are slow releasing carbohydrates.
Yes.
The slow releasing carbohydrates, they regulate hunger because they release the glucose levels released into the blood is very so slow. So that helps us in regulating our hunger, and you don't eat much also. You can eat only what you require. That is what the best quality that is available in this carbohydrates are. So they have low glycemic index. Because they have low glycemic index, low to medium glycemic index compared to rice and wheat, they have higher glycemic index. So, and glycemic load is even much lesser than rice and wheat. So comparing, trying to get into all these factors compounded, they are ideally suited for regulating our diabetes. Those who are affected with that, and also when we have this wholesome food with a fiber in it, I think it is not only diabetes but cardiovascular diseases and many other health benefits can also accrue from that. And if somebody is having a gastric problem, I don't know, people those who are thin also, but still they have some gastric problem. These days, Rajasthan is full of masala, like Telangana. So we eat a lot of masala, spicy food. So our stomachs are prone to this sort of a gastric problem. These are alkaline cereals. See, God has given such a gift to these dryland areas because they eat a lot of chili and all this. So He gave also millets to them. But people stopped eating millets. They only continue to eat only masalas. Then the problem of gastric problem arises. So you do that. I practice this thing and I came. So these are some of the gaps that are properly outlined. Inconvenience in processing and the small quantity production, so inconsistent availability, and then lack of knowledge. There is no machine available at all to process millets. Very unfortunate because these crops are not grown by the Western nations. These are grown by India is the largest producer. So what to tell about that? So that's the reason when India is given this great privilege to work on that, we were going for rice and wheat. Yes, it is okay, fine. But you have neglected millets. So that's the cause. So inadequate promotional awareness on health aspects. Now, thank God that today we are thinking in a very positive direction, trying to improve our health and try to encourage the commercial from traditional crops, ancient crops, so that we can bring in once again change in the consumer taste and bring back millets. So we have never exploited these nutritional merits of millets. Now people like Peru, Brazil, they have quinoa. They are exploiting so well. They have pushed that case for an international year of what is that quinoa, and from then the market for quinoa has increased across the world because they have a lot of multinational companies are into a lot of muscle in that. But in case of millet, poor fellows, they are not really propagated. Now it's time. Okay, India, now people are taking yoga. Now, second thing that we should push is millets to other countries. 2023 is going to be International Year of Millets. I think we have a really roadmap that which we should take it to the country, to other nations, increase the area and increase the production. And now the technology is available from this inconvenient to whatever. So I'm going to talk about those things. Even in the neglected policy fronts, all the dryland farmers are deprived of lack of input subsidy because fertilizer, they don't use it in a dryland situation. Electricity is for irrigated ecosystem. Irrigation subsidies are for again for the crops like rice and wheat. So output price institute, in the public distribution system also, rice, wheat are grown, are supplied, not this thing. So we can very well know that this has caused millets to get out of the plate. Now we have come out with a total solution for demand through value chain. You can see how farmer can be linked up with the consumer. All the players, this is a beautiful picture. It shows that you can bring in all the actors in the value chain and try to make a sense and come out with a real successful model. We have done this thing 10 years ago. Ours is Indian Institute of Millet Research is a crop improvement institute. We will be looking for only what I say is that production of hybrids, increasing the yields and all. But more and more you are producing, more of a area is gatti ja rahi. So without in the absence of demand, you cannot really go get only on the supply side. So we realized, we opened our eyes and we started working on a value chain mode and bring in all the stakeholders on a common platform so that finally they are linked up and to make this crop a commercial crop. This is very important in today's context. So 10 years of our effort, the success story, what I'm talking is going to be 10 years effort. I think it is worth listening to that. And I think that's the reason Dr. Chandrasekhar, he has asked me to share these things to the wider audience. I was told this, the platform which I'm addressing is a completely a different platform. So I think for the information of all, you can have our contact number because what my aim is today, every family should have millet in their diet. Second thing, every person who listens to this must become a brand ambassador. So starting with I call Akshay, from Akshay se shuru karunga मैं, फिर बाद में सभी को. So this way Rahul is also listening to that. So to him also millet खाते जाना है. आपके बुजुर्ग वाले कर रहे हैं आप. फिर once again we need to rediscover. Made changes to all those things. Successfully established value chain on millets. You know that this is what the value chain. The first intervention what we did is the backward integration. Here 10 years ago, we come out with a value chain development with the help of the World Bank funding. We attempted as only that, but see, this is our bread and butter. People talk about so much. When I was joined this institute on millets, I went out to go and buy something from the supermarkets. There I found every commodity, but not these millets. I was very much pained. How can this happen? See, what for I am working? If I work for something like this, it has no relevance to the common man. So, except some farmers are being benefited, people say. But I wanted to see those in the shelves, on the shelves, these products, just like on par with the rice and wheat standing tall. But thank God that God gave me an opportunity today. All these things through value chain. In fact, I was associated with this value chain development from the very beginning from our institute. Our team is there. Together, we are able to really bring in a lot of partners like ITC. We are also a private partner. ITC Agri-Business Division with the e-Chapal platform. We worked with them. National Institute of Nutrition, they were also our partner. And the state agriculture universities. Of course, we had tie-up with the Britannia. Linkages, what we developed were enormous. To now today, what we are talking about, all the big corporates, they know about millets and they know about Indian Institute of Millet Research. So we are taking it forward. We are surging. We are at it. It was a difficult task for us to build up the value chain. It was like moving an elephant. So if you can move an elephant, moving an Akshay Singh is very easy, no problem. But the elephant is very difficult. And not one time, every day you will have to move. So there are 3,000 farmers that we have backstop, and we worked with them for 5 years. And what we did is we have given some seeds of these millets, which can be suitable for certain products, making biscuits. So we campaigned with the help of ITC, sensitized the farmers, and finally we saw that their incomes were increased and their productivity levels were increased when they started concentrating. Otherwise, they used to throw the seed and then leave it for the harvest. That was a very pathetic condition. But later, when they realized there is some money in it, they started working on that. We also helped them to come out with a farm level value addition by establishing a flaking unit in their village, and then they were processing, and many other villages also followed the suit because 3 times increase in their income started happening. So we could bring in a lot of things. You can see some of the pictures. ITC people were procuring the grain from the farmers, and the bumper yields that are coming. This way we can see things are working out in a much favor and all. Now, the most important thing is I told you that inconvenience, how to make you pan. So the diversification of processing technology is one of the most important means where we can take it. This we did it. So with the help of this, this was a most difficult component intervention in that. I'm going to deal with now that we have developed more than 50 processing technologies from millets and machinery we have not available. That machinery now today we have prototype, we have pilot scale, now we have increased to commercial scale also. So this is the success story. I think because it's a crop improvement institute, we are not a CFTR institute, we are not Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology. We did because it is our bread and butter, and we want to make some sense so that millets can be once again rediscovered and their demand can be created. So this was a very crucial intervention. So now we also developed a brand called Eat Right after that, because there was no brand in the market. So how to make them commercialize and give some sort of a color, commercial color to that particular products that which we have developed. That story I'm going to tell you, but this is the center of excellence where all the R&D takes place. You're all most welcome. Give us, if you come, that you will be our esteemed guest, whoever it is, because you are going to be a brand ambassador. So now there are different products, food products that traditionally they are used, but today we change whether it is a continental, traditional, Chinese, savories. Now we are into all the areas, what all you can do with the rice wheat. From ancient products like roti, pounding, and porridge, we have diversified into burgers, donuts, because these are all junk foods. If you give a proper raw material like millets, I think a lot of the nutrition is added. Our children will become more healthier. So this way, because if you don't put it in the form of traditional roti or porridge, people will not eat or drink. So we need to ancient grains in modern forms. That is what we thought we should take it up. I think there are some Rajasthani dishes also in this thing. Pan India, now we are working for the international dishes, because international year is going to come. We need to introduce that these dishes can be made through millets also. Now, some of the things, how we began our prototyping and all these things, the biscuits, cookies, which are made out of jowar. Then you can see that vermicelli pasta, then various other products, flakes that are coming. Small machines we started with intervention. Then we have improved to that some sort of a pilot scale machinery. Then we have gone further, which I'm going to show later. Now this various technology. Now traditionally it is only what we were talking about is that how to make a flour, how to make a suji. But here, if you make it as a puff plates, breakfast foods, pizza based, vermicelli, flaking, baking, cold extrusion, instant mixes, all these foods are possible now. This is what the technology that made important, and 10 years of our real working on this thing, working on various aspects, shelf life, trying to increase the bajra ki roti. How many floor? How many days it will be there? I think it is anything between 1 week to 10 days. Now we have brought out for 3 months to 6 months technology, and not only that, if you make other products, it will be very. These are the new machinery that which we have brought out. Now these are used by the startup companies. They are used by the startup companies now. We made a facility for them. They will produce in our capacity, in our campus, and then they go and sell it outside. For 1 year, we'll give them this opportunity to do that. Now, millet crackers and ready to cook food based on the millets. I think we have put a wrong presentation. Just 1 minute, I'm just
Dear participants, I think we have a technical glitch, so kindly stay tuned with us. I think Dr. Rao will be back soon, I think in a very soon minute. So kindly be patient and stay with us. I think we have up and coming more information on millets and millet-based recipes, and I think so. Yes, he's back, and yes, so thank you for patiently waiting.
Are you able to see, Akshay? So I'm sorry for the interruption that has happened. This was a wrong slide that is put in the presentation. But I would like to, I was really uncomfortable to make a presentation. So I had to discontinue. Now that the food processing technology, we realize that this will really create a lot of difference in the millet sector. So we thought we should bring in ready to eat and ready to cook foods. Because that is the emerging food processing technology which will be making easier to develop. And for today, if you want to occupy the market, only this is a FMCG market is full of ready to eat and ready to cook. Both wife and husband are working, and they need once a while for a festival. Roti is okay, making a difficult way and all this. For a day-to-day purposes, they require instant foods. Now, if you get into Indigo flight and all this, they will give something food where you will have, they put some hot water and 5 minutes it is ready. You don't need to cook anything. So that's sort of a life that we are leading today's market, and you cannot ask people to spend 2 hours in cooking and try to get this product because both of them are working and all. So we see that these benefits of food processing interventions are many. One thing is that we can bring in the taste and preference to the consumer. Then it will increase the shelf life. I was telling about it. If the bajra ke flour is about 10 days shelf life, if you process it, then it goes up to 6 months. Straight away 6 months. Just a processing technology. You don't need to add preservative. Some of the processing technologies are like that. And something like fortification, enrichment can also happen. Some of the processing technologies like fermentation and all those things, they are more healthier, where the nutrient availability will be there, bioavailability of nutrient, and the palatability and the quality also increases with the processing. So I have already told what are the traditional things. There are three types of processing: primary processing, secondary processing, and tertiary processing, which you need to understand that. So none of the machinery is available in this regard to methods. You can imagine what type of a situation we faced when we started working on this. With on our own, with our some of the consultants on board, we started working on this. Because traditionally people were only just Rajasthan. If you go to the countryside, this is the way, scene that you find how they winnow it, how they sieve it, how they really process at the primary process. But in today's context, it is not like that. We are just like Africans only with regard to millets. So you need to change that. You should become an American and an Australian. In terms of the availability of the technology, I'm talking, not in terms of your color, skin color, and all. Okay, or your English knowing capabilities. These are millet DLL, small millets. They require, because there are major three millets, jawar, bajra, ragi. उसके छिलका निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है. वो they are naked grains. You can see those naked grains of them. But in case of small millets, उनका ऊपर छिलका जो है ना, that is inedible. उसको निकालना है. So that is one of the most challenging things. Because they are very small. जवार बाजरे रागी are at least considerably big. उसका 10 times कम रहता कई बार. Little millet वो सारे चीज. रागी तो आप जानते हैं बहुत छोटी है. तो उस मिलेट उसका ऊपर छिलका निकालने के लिए प्राइमरी प्रोसेसिंग की बहुत जरूरत है. Dehuling. So this is what we are working very intensively. Now currently available technologies are about 75% efficiency. Means if you dehull that, 75% will get dehulled and about 10% of them get broken and rest of the 50% they are unhulled. तो unhulled को फिर again वो उसको separate करना है फिर दोबारा उसको If you put everything on that, then you will lose the over polishing and all. So we need to understand these nuances. So what we did is primary processing is difficulty. Secondary processing is much better. Puffing, flaking, baking, cold extrusion, RTC exchange, lots of things. I'll go one by one. Now, one is this cold extrusion. So this is you can make semolina and other extruded products. When you need to use semolina as a raw material, and you can come out with pasta vermicelli. I hope that they are looking very before lunch. I think very delicious foods. Now, one of the big challenge for us, first of all, first challenge was whether we can retain the nutrients in the processing technology. Second thing is, can we make the taste of up to rice and wheat existing products? So we worked on this very intensively. Ragi kheer, vermicelli, upma, millet pasta. Continually we work on this thing, recipes also. Now primary processing, secondary process products, after they are come up, you will have to also standardize the recipes, because there is no gluten in this thing. You cannot cook as the way you cook with that of the other millets. So please let us understand that. But even after processing also, the nutrient content is better than your maida, better than your polished rice, and even the normal rice and normal wheat they are better. So that way we saw that there is a decisive advantage. There is a process which goes through the vermicelli. This is a prototype which I have shown. Now you have a big commercial scale project. So this is works on a single screw principle. This is a ready to cook products you can make out of this cold extrusion technology. Now what we did is that millet cultivars are not suitable. We have identified which are the cultivars that are suitable for making vermicelli and pasta. This is very important for business process. Now this other one is gun puffing. So it comes with operates with a very heavy sound. So the normal grain jowar can be 4 or 5 times it will be expanded. It is not a popcorn, it is puffing, grain expansion technology. Here the nutrient loss is minimal. You can make a real good tasty product from this thing. It can be an in-flight snack, and for the men they can take it to their bars also while they have it. Such a type of things. There are many. See, we give a basic product. After this, then flavoring and other things make it more interesting. Now we are trying to just introduce into some of the flights also, these products. Now puffing technology goes. This is a gun puffing which we bought it. Now we are making on our own. In fact, here the conditioning and roasting time, temperature are important parameters on which we completely sequencing we to take it up. And we have identified suitable cultivars for that. Now bakery is another important technology which is a household type. For your cakes and other things, donuts and all those things, you can use 100%, but not for making bread. Bread you require gluten, and gluten is absent in this. So we can use maximum up to 40%. Beyond that, the quality is not good. But wonderful products have been made now. You can make all products that which can be either in purely with the millets, wherever it is. Where it is not there, we will add 50% of the wheat flour. Now, these are some of the cultivars. With the help of Britannia, we worked together and identified which of the cultivars that are suitable for baking. For the good day type of biscuit or crackjack biscuits. Other one is flaking. ये breakfast cereal के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. इसका low glycemic index रहेगा. Gluten free है. फिर excellent source of folic acid, calcium, iron, zinc and. So here you can make many downstream products. So we have put in a very colorful way because you can make lots of business. But one need to understand they do not contain gluten. So you cannot just wash it. Our typical Indian mentality is like that. See, pasteurized milk, we'll go and boil that. You don't need actually. Why we boil? To kill the germs. Pasteurized milk is free of germs. So ये छोड़ देना actually we should do that. But still हमारा दिमाग के लिए हमारा wife को satisfy करने के लिए कुछ करेंगे. चलो चलने दो. Why to fight with that now? But it is not needed. Even in flakes also they are very highly at a high temperature. They are being really suitable temperature, all the germs, everything is free from all those things. Now what we do that any कोई पोहा भी है तो पहले सबसे पहले पानी में डाल के धो देते. धो भी दो ऐसे धोने की जरूरत नहीं है इस पे. अगर आप वही करना चाहते हैं जैसे राइस का पोहा करने जैसा, ये पूरा एक मुद्दा बन जाएगा. It becomes a lump because there is no gluten to hold it. So you need to really sprinkle some water. So there is some difference in the millet product technologies, value-added technologies, which we need to understand. So we are working on that, Indian Institute of Millet Research, with all other partners. Initially, we started with our interventions. Now this is a flaking technology, roller. There are three types of technologies that which we used. One is extruded, just like Kellogg's. They have now come up with ragi flakes. That is extruded flakes. This is a roller flake. Another one is traditional poha making machine. And then you have hot extruder. Hot extruder, the cold extruder gives ready to cook. Here you give pin screws are there. The product comes in the form of a ready to eat form. Only little flavor if you can add, that is. So you can see that extruded snacks, even the flakes that come, you put in the milk and then just you can have it directly. Very nice flakes it has come. And even extruded, your kurkure type can also be made from this particular extrusion, hot extrusion process. Now today children are all you want to introduce these technologies are very important. The sequence is given, perhaps it may not be needed for you. It is external heat about temperature, moisture, all these various parameters are put in such a way, and then these products are made. Now, in a single source, all these products made is necessity for us to create demand. लोगों को ये रोटी दिखाओ, कोई नहीं खाएगा, तो उसको बनाना मुश्किल है. आजकल थोड़ा वो मल्टीग्रेन रोटी आया है, तो हम उसका भी कुछ we made something mixing different atta and then coming out with a roti which is little convenient, but that contains only about 50% maximum millets. But why you want to introduce only as a roti? Why don't you give the consumer wide options? उसके प्लेट पे सामने रखो, consumer makes his own choice. So creation of demand has to, consumer should have a choicey things. The technology must be readily available. That is what the crucial point. Today people are talking about millets means because now they are accessible. In Rajasthan, there are some companies who are really producing, startup companies, they are producing all puffs and other things. So I'm very happy to know that, and some of them they come to us for some technologies also. We provide technology licensing to them. So not only that, the new crackers that are coming now, what is that? There are different types of crackers that come into the market, which we should be able to, lot of snacking happening, and we are working on that. Now, not only that, some of the government-based programs also, they require some sort of a pilot scheme to introduce with the various midday meal program and others. So we have come out with ready to cook express foods, so that you just add something, water, and then get into that. So not only that, see the type of iron, totally what we require, we don't need to look for another source of iron. So we have come out with the fortified millet products with the iron, natural sources, not supplements what we eat. So we did that, and we came out with a lot of recipes for iron and zinc. We standardize the particle size. This is very important for making that. So आजकल अभी सब मिल जाएगा आपको millets में सारे technologies. You see that how it is looking. Unfortunately, if it is not a webinar, I would have served you all these things. So very nice. I think Rajasthani people are very well known for this bhujia and all the things. You can make bhujia also. And kheer, South Indian, North Indian, Western, Indian, Northeastern, all things can be made from these things. So some of the things new that are in pipeline, now we are trying to integrate millets with vegetables, millets with fruits, millets with meat, millets with milk, millets with all types of combination we are bringing, so that the balanced nutrition can be brought in. And also people are talking about plant protein. So we are extracting from millet protein, which is in more than 10%. That is, so we are trying to bring in that more like soya chunks, what we call. So very soon, perhaps these are available in the market. And even with the mushroom, also we do that. Now, some people have a typical mindset that rice kana, I don't want to eat anything. So we made rice analogs. They look like rice, but made out of millets, so that the psychological requirements are adequately met. And we are working on that also. So the lot of interventions that which we take it up, and this is the machines that are there. Earlier we were working, quality control lab is in place. Now the third aspect what we want to speak about is the nutritional evaluation. हम बोलेंगे हमारा दादी ने ये कहा और आजकल कोई नहीं सुनता. FSSAI says you should have a evidence based claims. If you claim something that is good for diabetes, where is the data? Come show me. So we have worked with the National Institute of Nutrition and did some clinical trials and brought out for the first time that how they are suitable for diabetic people. What is their glycemic index level? What are the glycemic load? And we also worked among school children for 8 months and did some sort of a study. And then we came out that they are really very good for the children, for their nutrition, because whether you talk normally, child's health is guided by anthropometric or biochemical index, hemoglobin level, folic acid, and all those, the body mass index. All this we have conducted and we found there definitely by 50% replacement with the millet diet, then there is a great change in the significant change in the health of the children. So these are not my studies done by National Institute of Nutrition, not IIMR. We are there as a partners, but they have conducted this studies. So now, see, जब तक awareness नहीं बढ़े, so people now till I tell many of you don't know that so many products can be there. First time what we did when we made idli, dosa, and others, we tasted and we found good. So what we went to public parks where morning all upmarketing people they come and visit for jogging, health conscious. We used to put a wet sampling counter there so that they may come and taste idli, dosa, and all this. They were surprised actually to see. इससे भी ज्वार से भी आप इडली बना सकते हैं. हाँ बिल्कुल, आप खा के देखिए. So ऐसे awareness बढ़ गया फिर. So entrepreneurs started coming to us and asking, we want to have the technology license. We want to become startups. We want to invest in the business because these are healthy products. We want to take it further. All these days we were waiting for the technology. Now you give us technology, we will go forward. That's the way we started working among the consumers and millet startups and also on the farmers with the help of ITC. Now through the exhibitions, we continue to do that. There are many things that which we did in 10 years, but it's a continuous process involving the dignitaries and bringing awareness, popularization. आप जो वैन तो देख रहे हैं ना, that is what the beginning was. रथ बनाया एक, अद्वानी जी कुछ रथ बना के चलाता था ना, बीजेपी रथ, चैतन्य रथ, समथिंग लाइक दैट. तो वी मेड फॉर मिलेट रथ. ये बना के सारे, अब उसके ऊपर आप लागू की पसंद है ज्वार की खाना. So ऐसे कोई with a lot of things, because earlier we were working on sorghum, but later we got into that. Our food processing minister Harsimranjit also. So we continue to engage with the policy makers also. आप सोचेंगे रमजान के time we have not left that community also. Though they are minority people, we want to provide dishes based on, because today हलीम जो खाते हैं ना, सभी बिरयानी जो खाते हैं, it's not just restricted to only Mughlai or Nizam people. But beyond the region, cultures everywhere, even Rajasthan में बिरयानी मिलेगा? So we did some sort of millet biryani. Definitely you don't get it there. We did.
We have all the brands here except for Paradise. We have everything here.
Okay, fine. So this is so if that is there, even millet should be there everywhere, and the recipes. So we conduct a lot of big marathons also, millet edition. अब देखो लोगों को पता चलना है ना कि सारे हेल्थ कॉन्शियस. स्पोर्ट न्यूट्रिशन इज आल्सो वन इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग. इफ यू वांट टू क्रिएट डिमांड, इट हैज टू बी 360 डिग्रीज. अभी देखो आजकल कोई बॉम्ब एक बार कहीं कर गया तो न्यूज़पेपर आल्सो विल पुट अ वेरी स्मॉल न्यूज़ आइटम. इफ इट इज अ कारपेट बॉम्बिंग, हर जगह 4-5 जगह हो गया, ये हो गया, तो सेंटर न्यूज़, हाईलाइट न्यूज़ विल कम लाइक दैट. अब मिलेट्स का भी प्रमोशन ऐसे ही चल रहा है. We are trying to do that. I think you all should join us. And we have a Nutrilet, our annual monthly thing, which depicts the various activities we do that. We go on to the FM Fever, then advertisements, all type of things. We are on Flipkart, Samat, and government e-marketplace also. All our startups have registered here, so that if you want any products which are not available, they will be able to provide. A lot of restaurant people also have come. So in the initial film that we have shown some of the startup companies that have come. Now we also have competitions. So recently, yesterday we concluded, and I think Rajasthan lady, she won the prize. She came first. Something Noshi. So I think you people are good cooks. We have lots of competition, millets and many other forms. So National Millet Mission was introduced 2018. They have launched September, and after that, then we had several stakeholder meetings. This is Indian Institute of Millet Research is a nodal institution with the government of India. Now, recent act is we have done several things. The recent one is the National Multi-Stakeholder Meet that which all organizations like IDA, Dietetic Association, Nutrition Society of India, Food Scientists, a lot of academicians and Nutrition Society of India, and Indian Federation of Culinary Association. You see, Manjit Singh Gill is a chef, a celebrity, and Niti Aayog CEO, he chaired this thing. So we had a very wonderful meet during this, and they're trying to popularize things through big nutri-cereal conclaves that every year we takes place. And we have startups who are graduated regularly on basis of graduate ceremony. Akshay Singh, some news for you. Rahul, you can also see that how we conduct a graduation ceremony, just like degree awarding. We do that for startups also when they move out. We have a certification program also, and lot of linkages with all the governments. Odisha government of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, UP. Rajasthan is not responding, so we will also bring in them also. Kerala, they are responding in a better way, though they are not military. UP Chief Minister had come, Agriculture Minister came to us to know more about millets. This way we take it up, whether it is FICCI or PhD CCI or CIA. We are in Ethiopia also. We went to the African Union to sensitize there also. Chefs, communities, we work on that. Now commercialization, first was Eat Right brand that which we took up. We piloted. Now people are asking for a franchisee, but now our concentration is in building up other brands because that was successful. If somebody is interested, we can give brand franchisee Eat Right because it has attained that. Today, in past 4 years, 400 plus brands have come up in India. 400. You can calculate the growth rate of it. Now, millets is much talked up. Who are coming? All IT people, non-agriculture, most of them. Then business schools and maybe people from law. And what all backgrounds, you will be surprised. Most of them are NRIs. They want to invest in agriculture, agribusiness. I'm sure you too have some millet startups.
Yes, sir. We have one of the millet startups, and like speaking on behalf of young people who are usually not savvy of having millet-based cookies or biscuits or products. I am a regular customer of our startup. Though the cookies are a bit expensive than the usual one which I buy, but I am a regular customer since last November. I have been indulged into having their millet-based 2-3 types of cookies they have, chocolate and all. Plus the kind of images you showed, I think I've started making me feel hungry.
Yeah, you connect him to us. He can have a broad-based show products also.
Sure, sir. Sure. I would love to connect them. They are called Bevast Foods. They have started their operations in Jaipur, but I think I would like them to connect to you so that they can have a broader,
And cross
connection and
incubation also
platform.
we can have. Co-incubation, what we call.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so these are the first Eat Right products. You can see the packaging and all were on par with that of ITC or Britannia. So we did a very wonderful job of commercialization, packing, labeling, then branding, taking them to a very new level because it is considered as a poor man's crop. You need to change the brand image to create the demand. So that is what we were doing. You see that with the Britannia, we signed an MOU and we worked with them, and there are many, even in NCR, Delhi, future retail company to Bazaar, Big Bazaar that we have sold in Bombay and many other Pune cities. So we go for that. Now it is a continuous process, a lot of rush for people to know about and getting into the millet entrepreneurship become startup. So they come, we organize every month, 4th Saturday. So they will give an orientation and business opportunity there so that the demand that is initiated, maybe consolidated and strengthened. And for the women, how to cook also, we conduct some paid courses so that they may know that, because it's not the same way. I told you the millet thing is different. So we need to understand what are those different tips for cooking and all that. So we conduct, and a lot of rush is there for that, especially among the elite women who have changed their lifestyles and all. You see, one of the biggest challenge that we faced is change in the food habits. A survey is conducted in US saying that which are the most difficult behavioral changes that one can end. So one is that they considered through their survey, they emerged out saying the first change, behavioral change was, which is most difficult, was sexual habits. Then second is the food habits. So food habits badalna bahut hi mushkil hai. Now because it is kicking from behind, diabetes and that thing, this thing, people are now getting into this board. But otherwise, for them given an option, but they would like to go for junk food. So we need to change in our mind. There should be change in our mindset, bring in a new culture in our home level. And I think this is the responsibility of every citizen. The Prime Minister Modi ji is also advocating for that. So we are very happy about that. Now incubation at NutriHub. So we see that we give technology, backstopping and projects, mentoring, nurturing, innovations, feasibility studies. We provide the infrastructure for them, and we also provide market support to them, facilitating market for this. That is one of the most important thing which we excel. We try to connect with the government programs so that the startups can supply the products to them, and many other ongoing programs. That is a government captive market. The other one is niche markets that are there. They are also, we also communicate. Because in our consortium, what we do is that production, some people are interested in producing, they work on the backward integration. Some are in foreign, we make a matchmaking process. शादी कर देते उसको, एक दूसरे requirement लेके facilitate so that the entire value chain is project. So because of being an institute and we were the backbone of the entire value chain development, it is becoming easy for us. Only thing is the amount of work has grown so enormously. For us, sometimes it becomes a very unmanageable. You want to see our inside facility? See, these are some of the facilities. State-of-art, world-class facilities that which we have built up. It is a NutriHub, which is where all the startups are hosted, and the facilities for the people who are inside, and the conference and other facilities that are there. We are also upgrading our facility. This is apart from Center of Excellence that what we have. Now the success, it is now that is a old figure, 100 crore. Now it is about 300 crore business, and 400 startups are increasing. So we need to take up that sustainability and see that how the backward supply chain is also strengthened, increase the employment potential in this particular thing. So we partner with many people. These are some of our startup companies, their brands that are there now. We also we have investment pitches also. Omnivore and others, they come, and a couple of people were identified for funding apart from the government grant that which we look forward. We come to close to the session, but let me just finish off with a few more slides.
Sir, I think our participants are very patiently listening because of the pictures are really alluring.
Thank you. We were working on that now, so I know that I don't want to bore them. So continuous screen show that a guided tour is needed. Unfortunately, people cannot come here because of COVID. At least if they see those things, you see, when you here is something that it can have a limited impact. But when you see them, that it register into our minds. That's what we are trying to do that. And I hope we'll be able to bring them, most of them, those who are interested, sometime once things are normalized. But
talking about myself, I think I am more than interested in in joining you guys for any of the food festivals that you are having.
Surely, we will invite you. But I think take the feedback properly and give my contact address to them. Perhaps it will be of some use to them. That's what I feel. See,
Sure,
we
sir,
have not done all these things for our purpose. It is for the people who should be able to take, and this not the last of this. So it will be of some interest to you. Anyway, I'll just keep talking now. So, Indo-Brazil, there is one cross-border incubation program. I think IRA has taken the lead, and that was Delhi chapter. We took Hyderabad chapter, trying to sensitize. Hyderabad is known for hubs. We have Telangana hub, we have Women hub. Then similarly, we made, that's the reason we made as a Nutri hub. We are not behind others, So we made as a Nutri hub. Now it is very popular in this incubation ecosystem that which we are working in, and trying to take it forward. So this Indo-Brazil program has really won lot of accolades from people. Now we will be going to, I think, Brazil, and then take it forward. So this investment also, you can see that, I don't know, it's not shared, but I keep talking. There is some problem. During COVID time, we connected all the startups with the government of India's, the government of Telangana's corporate connector, so that they may be surviving this particular thing. So with the help of, we did that. With IIT, we have one very interesting program. There are two programs which are there at NIA. We too have. One is Agri Entrepreneurship program, where 5 lakhs funding will be given if somebody is having some idea on millets. That program we named as a NEST, N-E-S-T. The second one is N-Grain. This is a seed support funding program where 25 lakhs. So we stood second among all Rabis in the country by RKV Raftar. 26 startups were given this funding, 27. So it is during the COVID time, really, most of them are women. That is, women are there. There are about 30% of them women startups are on this. So I have only the last slide to share that these are some of our initiatives. We have initiated definitely the demand creation in millets. Now we are trying to reach out to the people. We ask you to join this movement and take it forward. Finally, the end note, I say that eat millets and stay healthy.
Thank you, sir. I think I'm talking about myself. I will. I've already started humble beginning with cookies because they are mouth watering. But then I think I can start with all the products that you showcased here. Now I expect all the participants, all those who are connected, you can directly drop in your queries in the chat box, or you can directly ask Dr. Rao. He's connected with us. I think. I don't think the presentation was really comprehensive, really explanatory. I think I, as a non-agri person, understood everything. So I don't think there will be any doubt to what he presented. But I think if you have any further question, or if you want to have any other kind of query, please ask. Manjunath is asking anything. Yes, Manjunath, kindly unmute yourself if you directly want to ask a question. Any other participant, if you want, sir, how can we share your contact details with our participants? We are Facebook Live going as well.
You can give our number, no? I think I'll put in the chat box. Can you? I don't know, in Facebook you want to keep it?
Yes, sir. I think the website is also very nice. I think IIMRCA website is very clear. I think they can directly come by that as well. But
Hmm.
if you directly
You
want
can
to connect to
browse
Dr.
for
Rao,
that, I think they will get the contact number.
yes, sir.
So Manjunath is asking, you have any establishment in Tamil Nadu? Any brand is promoted? Oh, Tamil Nadu is leading. I think Manjunath, you are from Tamil Nadu. I understand. Millets. See, for any new thing, Tamil Nadu is number one state to come forward. First among the rest. So you people, even when Jayalalitha was there, they started doing this thing. And there are many brands. To my understanding, at least about 40 to 50 brands are there. I think in Chennai also, if you add, I think it must be around 70-80 brands across the country, only on millets and organics. So definitely it is promoted, but the broader brand is that that millet should be as a commodity. It has to be popularized. If you need any help from us, we have definitely lots of. Go to our website. You'll get all the numbers and the details also. Somebody asking, is training available for KVK SMS staff? Is it chargeable for free? Definitely, I think any training program that comes free, many times people don't make use of it. We keep it as a chargeable basis only. So, but it will be not be just it cannot be unaffordable. We would write a letter to Director Indian Institute of Millet Research to organize this your training for your KVK SMS staff. We'll be more than glad to provide. I hear from KVK Kolhapur. I think you people are in touch with us also. Any other question?
Participants, you have Dr. Rao with us. He is an esteemed speaker. I think your presentation, sir, was really, really comprehensive. So our participants understood everything and the entire commercialization aspect of it. And as someone from a generation who is into snacking, and so I think I would like to deviate my snacking habits to millet based. I have started with a humble beginning, but I think there's a long way for me to go, so that I do not have problems. Sir, I think if participants do not have any further questions or queries, we are actually running out of time. It was 11 to 12, but even if it's 22, it seems like a lesser time that we engaged ourselves.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
uh,
It's a relevant thing. I feel that good for many people. They
yes, sir.
put it on, I think, YouTube also, no?
Yes,
So,
sir. That is by recording it and yes.
let them watch on the YouTube. Hmm?
Okay then, sir. With that note, I think I would like to close the session now. To all the participants, if you still have any question or query, you can directly go into the website of IIMR. You can connect to anybody who you want. Especially Dr. Rao has been really interactive. For that matter, they are readily available. They can cater to your needs in any way, even if you are KVKs or any other person who really want to learn to cook, have snack time. I think IIMR is offering everything. It's a one-stop shop when it comes to millets. So. Thank you, Dr. Rao. Thank you so much for such an really interesting and alluring presentation. I was glued to it, not being a non-agri person. I was glued to the entire presentation, PPT slide by slide. So thank you again on behalf of Niam as well as Kisan Mitra. Sir, we have a question. I think let's take that question before closing. Sir, it pertains to processing of millets.
Okay.
And the person asks,
it is about 75% like dehulling and all. Can just enlighten us about the difficulty. See, dehulling is a process removing of the outer coat. These are very small grains. Now there you have 5 to 6 small grains of different sizes. So if you are trying to go for dehulling, which is not, there is no engineering technology that was there. We are using the traditional dehullers where rice based and other things, made some changes and brought into that, and a lot of entrepreneurs are selling those. Especially in Tamil Nadu, you find all these machineries that are available. Now, what I said is 75% is the efficiency of this dehulling process. So we are improving. I think very soon we may come out with 90% dehulling also. Now, it's a process. All these things are a process. Now we are trying to see one seed, little millet. If you take it, is a single layer. In Kodo millet, it has 7 layers. Now, how can a same machine can operate with the same efficiency for all the millet? So there are challenges which are very ingrained to the different characteristics that are there, which is very heterogeneous in nature with regard to millets. So this is a fortunate or unfortunate. We'll have to deal with these problems, but it takes time for us to really come out with a solution and all that. We are at it.
Okay then, thank you, sir, again for taking out queries even to the last minute. So with that note, I think thank you, sir, again for taking everything out, and to all the participants for actively participating and patiently hearing throughout the presentation. I think it was helpful to everybody, and yes, thank you all.
Thank you all.
Okay, sir, have a
Thank you,
nice day, and
Akshay.
to all the participants, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Rahul is also there. To him also, my special thanks to Chandrasekhar Rao, our DG of CCS Niam.
Sir, I'll
Okay,
convey
please
your
convey.
regards. I think if he's
Mayur is
attending.
also there. They were coordinating this. Thanks to everybody.
Okay, sir, I'll convey your regards to the entire team. Okay, sir, have a nice day.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ashutosh Sachin, kindly save the chat, stop the recording, and you can go now Facebook. You can go off the live. So kindly cater. Thank you.